Imagine being the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company and calling your most loyal customers idiots. This isn't a joke. This is exactly what John Riccitiello, the former CEO of Unity Engine, did. And it triggered one of the fastest, most brutal downfalls in modern tech history. On September 12, 2023, Unity announced the runtime fee, a policy so toxic that the creators of massive hits like Rust and Among Us instantly threatened to boycott the engine entirely. The result? Total market panic. In just days, Unity's stock price plunged by a staggering 12%. Millions of dollars evaporated, all because of pure arrogance.
To comprehend this disaster, you have to understand the illusion Unity sold to the world. For over a decade, Unity positioned itself as the Robin Hood of Silicon Valley. They provided a highly accessible, C#-based engine that single-handedly powered the indie game revolution of the 2010s. From solo developers in basements to mid-sized studios, everyone relied on their flat-fee subscription model. It was predictable, safe, and transparent. But in the background, Unity was playing a completely different game. They weren't just building a rendering engine, they were building an advertising empire. By embedding Unity ads into thousands of mobile games, they created a massive data harvesting network. The engine was just the Trojan horse, the real product was user data. And that model worked flawlessly, until Apple dropped a nuclear bomb on the ad tech industry. In 2021, Apple introduced App Tracking Transparency, cutting off data brokers from tracking iOS users. Unity's ad revenue went into an absolute freefall. In a desperate bid to survive, Unity's executives, led by CEO John Riccitiello, made a catastrophic gamble. They merged with IronSource, a controversial ad tech firm historically associated with malware distribution. But they needed a way to force developers to actually use this new, shady ad network. Enter the runtime fee announced in September 2023. Unity didn't just want a cut of the profits, they announced a retroactive fee of up to 20 cents for every single time a user installed a game. But here is the ultimate extortion mechanic that most people missed. Unity secretly offered to waive this fee, if the developer agreed to switch their monetization over to Unity's IronSource ad network. It wasn't a software update, it was a mafia-style shakedown. The technical and legal logistics of this fee were entirely detached from reality. To charge per install, Unity would need to deploy invasive telemetry to track end users, essentially converting every Unity game into spyware. How do you track a legitimate install versus a pirated copy? How do you prevent malicious actors from install bombing, repeatedly downloading and deleting a game to intentionally bankrupt a rival studio? Furthermore, enforcing this tracking in Europe would immediately trigger massive GDPR privacy lawsuits. Unity's response? They claimed they would use a proprietary data model to estimate the fees. They were demanding a blank check based on a black box algorithm. To make matters worse, Unity silently deleted their terms of service GitHub repository, the exact safeguard created to protect developers from retroactive changes. The contract of trust was completely incinerated. The retaliation was unprecedented. Titans of the industry like Facepunch Studios, creators of Rust, and Inner Sloth, the team behind Among Us, threatened total engine migration. But the fatal strike was financial. A coalition of mega studios completely shut off Unity ads within their games, systematically starving the company of its core revenue stream. The stock market reacted violently, wiping out hundreds of millions in market cap in a matter of days. CEO John Riccitiello was ousted, and the fee was heavily rolled back. But in the B2B tech sector, trust is a non-renewable resource. You cannot retroactively weaponize a developer's livelihood and expect to remain a partner. Today, the open-source engine Godot is seeing exponential growth as developers seek a sanctuary free from shareholder greed, while Unreal Engine captures the high-end market with its transparent, success-based royalties. Unity spent 2 decades building an empire, and a single, arrogant boardroom decision to burn it to the ground. If you want more forensic breakdowns of the tech and business world, subscribe. The numbers never lie.